Hey, Rice Bowl coaches, this is Skye, your fantasy draft girl, your league host, reporting in on week 3 results. Game 1 headline: Crap down in Vegas. The spinning gerbils, who were on a roll at 2-0 heading into week 3, finally ran out of luck this week after Sunday night football in Las Vegas. After being behind 103-108, 2 GMs and 1 cup got 13 points by WR Jacoby Myers to steal the win away from the gerbils. They added 15 points to the Eagles' defense on Monday night to pad their score, finishing 131-108. Coach Jason's QB, Justin Herbert, went nuclear this weekend with 47 points, throwing for over 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. The Gerbils quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, had another solid outing with 31 points and 3 touchdowns as well. However, Mahomes was pulled from the game in the second half to prevent from getting injured, as the Chiefs were up 41-0 against the Bears. This is the unfortunate side effect of when a team is getting blown out in real life. Starters get subbed out to prevent getting hurt. It leaves the question as to if Mahomes could have eclipsed 50 or more fantasy points if he played the entirety of the game. The Gerbils Cowboys defense disappointed with a measly 3 points. Trevin Diggs' season-ending injury could prove to be detrimental to the defense's efficiency. The Gerbils suffered their first loss of the season, falling to 2-1, while 2 GMs and 1 cup add another win to go 2-1. Game 2 headline: Hurricane Miami. Now let's take a look at a high-scoring matchup between the undefeated Pork Chop Express and, better chance yet, it was Pork Chop Express taking it home with a dub with an impressive final score of 166-124 in a wild game where the Dolphins scored 70 points. Raheem Mostert and Tyreek Hill piled up the points. Mostert had a day with 3 touchdowns to lead Pork Chop with 43 points. Tyreek Hill continued to do what Tyreek Hill does best, another outstanding with 36 points and a 56-yard touchdown catch. Coach Eric finally replaced their injured Greg Zuerlein by picking up Cameron Dicker, the kicker, who contributed 3 extra points. Despite the ass kicking, Coach Johnny should be happy with their combined effort, with every one of his starters scoring in double digits. Wide receivers Amon-Ra St. Brown and Chris Olave both scored 20 points to lead best chance yet. QB Trevor Lawrence started ahead of Joe Still Cold Burrow due to the uncertainty of his calf injury. Lawrence added 15 points in the loss, and the Pork Chop Express are now leading the Rice Bowl League at an impressive 3-0. Unfortunately, best chance falls to the bottom in the entire league at 0-3. Better chance next week. At least they should be getting the top waiver wire pick this week. Let's hope they make the right claim. More on that at the end. Game 3 headline: Ring the Dell. Ding, ding, ding. The 2-0 hot underdogs fizzled out and followed the up-and-coming 1-1 Ligers in a 128-163 knockout on Monday Night Football. The Ligers air attack firebombed after bomb, with Justin Jefferson scoring 35, Mike Williams scoring a bittersweet 28, and a 60-yard long bomb touchdown by waiver wire pickup Tank Dell, who finished with 32 points. You're welcome for that suggestion. But it was QB Jalen Hurts who landed the final blow on Monday night with 22 points. Unfortunately, the Ligers will have to look to replace wide receiver Mike Williams, who suffered a season-ending ACL tear. Did you guys see that? It was insane. Coach George's underdogs actually took an early round lead, with receiver Keenan Allen having career night with 50 points, catching an incredible 18 passes for over 200 yards, and a passing 49-yard bomb to Mike Williams. QB Lamar Jackson added 34 points, highlighted by 101 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. However, it was a disappointing day for rookie running back Bijan Robinson, with only 6 points, and a wide receiver Gavin Ridley, who was held to just 4 points. We expect much better showing from both these guys in the coming weeks. The underdogs will have a chance to reignite their fire after suffering their first loss, putting them at 2-1, and the Ligers are looking like a contender now, improving to 2-1. Game 4 headline: Not so Super Saiyajins. Coach Chow's Super Saiyajins ran into a brick wall versus the Ellis team, losing a very low scoring game to 49-85. Despite a promising Thursday night football game performance by running back Christian McCaffrey scoring 19 points with 1 touchdown, the rest of the team fell flat over the weekend. Aside from McCaffrey, QB Geno Smith had 17 points, but the rest of the team failed to score in double digits. Big fat zeros came from wide receiver Devontae Smith and Jets defense. Again, the Saiyajins suffer an injury running back, with Gus Edwards questionable with a concussion. Coach Mike's team was led by signal caller Josh Allen's 23 points and tight end George Kittle's impressive 17 points. What was more impressive was Ellis kicker Jackson Meyer, who led all kickers with 18 points. Unfortunately, Coach Mike's running backs did not show up this week, with Derrick Henry and Josh Kelly scoring a combined total of 0 points. Sages lose 2 straight to fall to 1-2. Ellis manages to improve to 2-1. Game 5 headline, back in the chase. It's always hard to turn things around and win a championship after starting season 0-3. So both the Brahma Bulls and the Sturgeons, who entered the week 0-2, were desperate to get their first win. In the Rice Bowl League's shootout of the week, the Bulls managed to overcome a 48-point deficit to the Sturgeons going into Monday night to pull off the upset, 172-161. After an abysmal performance in the first 2 weeks, the Bulls players finally woke up and exploded in week 3. Wide receiver Devontae Adams led the Bulls with 47 points with over 170 yards and 2 touchdowns by A.J. Brown, scored a season-high 23 points, thanks to Smith taking a backseat. Finally, receiver Mike Evans got the start and contributed with 14 points and a touchdown to help the Sturgeons, but it was all worldwide receiver Jamar Chase that caught 12 passes for 141 yards on Monday night, stealing the win, finishing with 31 points. The Sturgeons had an all-star performance from QB Tua on Miami with 45 points. Wide receiver Deebo Samuel had 26 points and a touchdown. Even tight end Travis Kelce had 7 catches for 20 points. And of course, his best catch of the year, snagging Taylor Swift that was supporting him in the game with his mom. That was super cute. I enjoyed watching that. However, Coach Jimmy was counting on a different Swift to help the Sturgeons hold off the Bulls for a win. But running back DeAndre Swift's solid 18 points weren't enough to keep the pace with the Bulls, who scored the highest points in the league this week. Are the Bulls back on track, picking up their first win to improve 1-2? Or was this just a coincidence as they crash back to earth next week? It looks like the Sturgeons, despite showing strong will, share the bottom of the league, standing with best chance yet with an 0-0 record. Here is week 3 waiver wire list. Everyone better jump on the A train. Rookie running back Devon Achane from Miami, who ran over 200 yards and scored 4 touchdowns, is the waiver wire pickup and must have this week. If people need a wide receiver, then there is Steelers' Calvin Austin, who should be available to pick up. This could be a risky play, as Austin fills the dreaded boom or bust play that many wide receivers fill. Wide receiver Josh Palmer on the Chargers might be next in line to be the next WR2 after Mike Williams went down for the season. Once again, I'm Skye Fuller, your fantasy draft girl, and I hope you stay tuned for week 4's fantasy drafts. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week.